It's funny how life keeps surprising us. One day, you're focused on your career, raising children, and navigating the chaos of life. And the next, you find yourself back in a world you thought you had left behind. Dating. Yes, dating in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s is a reality, and it's an entirely different experience than it was when you were 20. But that doesn't mean it's any less exciting or any less complicated. In fact, for many older adults, this phase can be both terrifying and thrilling. Suddenly there's a mix of nostalgia, curiosity, and, let's be honest, a little fear of rejection. One of the first things people notice about dating later in life is just how different the rules are. Gone are the days of awkward high school crushes or trying to impress someone with your latest gadgets or fashion trends. Now, honesty, humor, and emotional connection matter more than anything. And surprisingly, the confidence that comes with age can make these connections deeper and more meaningful. Older adults have lived through heartbreaks, successes, failures, and life lessons that younger people haven't yet learned. That experience gives them a unique perspective. They know what they want, and more importantly, what they don't want. But it's not all wisdom and grace. Dating at this stage comes with its own challenges. Technology has changed everything. Swipe left, swipe right, algorithms, ghosting. It's a whole new world, and it can feel intimidating. Many older adults find themselves staring at a smartphone or tablet, wondering, how did people even survive without these apps? But once you dive in, you realize that these tools can open doors you never imagined. You can meet people outside your neighborhood, people who share your interests, values, or even your sense of humor. And while the initial learning curve might be steep, the rewards can be significant. Of course, vulnerability is a part of dating at any age, but later in life, vulnerability feels different. It isn't about admitting your feelings for the first time or exposing a fragile heart. It's about stepping into a new chapter of life with courage. You've already loved and lost. You've experienced joy and pain, and now you have the opportunity to love again with all the wisdom you've gained. There's a freedom in that, a sense of liberation, because you no longer need to impress anyone. You're simply seeking connection, companionship, and maybe even romance on your own terms. One of the most relatable experiences for older adults dating again is the awkwardness. Meeting someone new after decades can feel like being thrown into a high school dance again. But this time, with the added pressure of health concerns, children's opinions, or even past marriages. Imagine explaining your medical history, your retirement plans, or how often you travel to someone you just met. Yet amidst this awkwardness, there's humor, so much humor. The funny stories you'll gather, from awkward first dates to mistaken texts and mismatched expectations, can become some of your most cherished memories. Another challenge many older adults face is dealing with the perceptions of friends and family. Some children worry about their parents getting hurt again, while peers might question whether dating at this age is appropriate. But the truth is, companionship doesn't have an expiration date. Human beings are wired for connection, and love, friendship, and intimacy are just as important at 70 as they were at 17. Dating in later life isn't just about romance, it's about reclaiming joy, building companionship, and embracing life with someone who understands and supports you. The emotional aspect of dating later in life is profound. Loneliness can be a powerful force, especially after losing a spouse or going through a long period of isolation. Re-entering the dating world is not just about finding a partner, it's about finding a sense of purpose, a reason to wake up excited, and a reason to believe in the beauty of connection again. Every conversation, every shared laugh, every cup of coffee becomes a celebration of life and resilience. Physical intimacy is also an important, yet often overlooked, part of later life relationships. While it may not be the same as it was in youth, it remains a vital aspect of connection. Touch, closeness, and the simple act of holding hands can bring comfort, joy, and a sense of belonging. And for many, the emotional intimacy that comes with age, honesty, trust, shared experiences can make these connections even more fulfilling than when they were younger. It's also crucial to acknowledge that dating later in life is not without risks. Emotional vulnerability can lead to heartbreak, and financial scams targeting older adults are unfortunately common. However, with awareness, prudence, and support, these challenges can be navigated successfully. Learning to trust again, to open your heart while maintaining healthy boundaries, becomes a delicate but rewarding balancing act. One of the most beautiful things about dating in later life is the opportunity to redefine love on your own terms. There are no societal pressures to marry quickly, to impress, or to conform. Instead, it's about mutual respect, companionship, and shared joy. Some relationships may bloom into deep romance, others into lifelong friendships, but every connection adds richness and depth to life. For those considering dating later in life, advice often centers on patience, openness, and self-love. Recognize that it's okay to take things slowly, to be selective, and to prioritize your own happiness. Confidence, humor, and authenticity are your greatest assets. Remember, every date is a learning experience, a story to tell, and an opportunity to rediscover yourself. Stories abound of older adults finding love in the most unexpected places: a community center, a travel group, a bookstore, or even online. Each story is a reminder that life doesn't end at 60, 70, or 80. It continues to offer surprises, laughter, and connection. Love is not a limited resource, and there's no age limit to finding someone who makes your heart light up. Ultimately, dating in later life is about embracing change. It's about letting go of fear, shame, or embarrassment and choosing to believe in connection again. It's about laughing at awkward moments, cherishing simple gestures, and building a partnership rooted in respect, joy, and companionship. It's about proving to yourself and the world that love is timeless, resilience is powerful, and life is still full of possibilities.